Lexi, are you going to get those relative season tickets now?
I mean, we might have to.
Those are pretty expensive.
We'll make sure the Fever gets working on that.
Our salaries, it's like our entire salary to get those. I'm not kidding.
We'll have someone work on that for sure.
We need people to help.
WNBA ticket prices have reached a record high, leaving fans stunned. Teams are asking for $400 for seats in the upper levels to watch Caitlin Clark play. The surprising twist? Single-game tickets are no longer available. To catch the most anticipated rookie in WNBA history, you'll need to purchase a full season package.
This is from the Minnesota Lynx. Now, as most of you know who follow the WNBA, follow Caitlin Clark, you know that, and this was true in college as well, that this is basically a home game for Caitlin Clark. Now, check this out. You see these packages? 10-game packages for the Minnesota Lynx. Option to add on, folks, but let's go to the fine print. Purchase a half-season package today to receive access to add on the Indiana Fever game.
The basketball world is buzzing with excitement over the bold moves made by the Minnesota Lynx and Phoenix Mercury.
So, we know the Caitlin Clark effect is real, obviously. It is incredibly obvious that it's real. But this might just sum it up more than anything else.
These teams have essentially introduced what's being called a Clark tax, but it goes beyond just raising ticket prices. They've rolled out a system that has fans reevaluating the entire way the WNBA operates. Let me set the scene. Imagine you're a basketball fan who has been following Caitlin Clark's remarkable journey. You've watched her shatter records in college and revolutionize women's basketball, and now you're excited to see her play in the WNBA. Seems straightforward, right? Well, these teams just dropped a game-changing announcement that's shaking things up.
If you guys don't know, teams have season tickets. In general, teams have season tickets. Sometimes teams have half-season tickets. Sometimes have all these other packages. But one team, the Minnesota Lynx, have decided, you know what? We've got our season tickets. But, we're cool with charging you guys like $30 per game for all of these. But when Caitlin Clark comes to town, we're going to be adding 10 times the price probably.
Here's the situation. If you want to see Caitlin Clark play when the Indiana Fever visit, you can't simply buy a ticket for that one game. No. These teams are requiring fans to purchase full season ticket packages just to attend a single game featuring Clark. It's like going to a restaurant and being told you need to commit to a year's worth of meals just to enjoy one dinner. It's that outrageous.
So you can see here, these are half-season packages. So you can purchase packages to see every other game. You can get half-season packages for all of these games here, all of these games here. Option to add Fever games. Purchase a half-season package to receive access to add on the Fever game. You cannot buy a ticket to the Fever game without buying a half-season package.
And it's not just about small money either. The few single-game tickets that occasionally become available, and I emphasize occasionally, are priced at over $400, and that's for seats in the upper levels. You know, those seats where the players look like tiny figures, and you're essentially watching the game through binoculars. Yep, those. Fans are saying these prices are 3 times higher than typical game tickets, and that's if you're even able to get them in the first place. Clip.
That is how confident they are in this. You cannot buy a ticket straight up for the Fever unless you were at all the other games.
The WNBA has worked hard to build its audience, overcoming critics who doubted women's basketball could attract crowds or generate excitement. Then Caitlin Clark came along, changing the game. She made women's basketball a must-watch, with record-breaking viewership and packed arenas across the country. But instead of capitalizing on this momentum, some WNBA teams are demanding that fans buy entire season tickets just to see one game with Clark. It's not just about money, it's about forcing fans to commit to a full season for a chance to watch one player.
On top of that, add-on tickets will be equal to or lesser value to the price of the package you purchase. We know Indiana Fever tickets are going to be very expensive, so you're going to have to spend even more on a half-season package in order to get it. By the way, limit of add-on tickets are equal to the number of packages purchased. So even if you are a diehard Caitlin Clark fan with the money, you cannot purchase a package of half a season of the games for you and then get, say, 3 tickets to the game for your spouse and your young daughter who's a huge Caitlin Clark fan and wants to go to this game.
This situation has serious consequences. Families, especially those hoping to see their kid's basketball hero, are being priced out. What should be an inspiring experience is now out of reach for many, as fans are required to purchase full season tickets just to see Clark play once. Independent creators, journalists, and photographers, key to promoting the league, are also being shut out. With these prices, it's not just about watching a game anymore. It's about who gets to tell the story of women's basketball. Fans are upset, comparing prices to NBA tickets, and some even say it's cheaper to travel between cities than buy season tickets. Historically, teams have leveraged star power like Michael Jordan's to boost sales, but the sports landscape has changed. Fans now have more choices, and social media quickly exposes bad practices. Team executives argue they're protecting their home court advantage, but by excluding enthusiastic fans, they're driving them away. The WNBA has fought hard to gain respect and investment, and now, as Clark proves women's basketball can generate huge interest, some teams are making it harder for fans to watch her. This raises the question of whether short-term profits are worth the risk of alienating new fans. Other teams are taking a different approach, offering larger venues or mini-ticket packages instead of forcing season-long commitments. Clark's brand is built on accessibility, and this pricing strategy doesn't align with that. The WNBA faces a crucial decision. Will it prioritize growth and fan engagement, or let greed dictate the future? The league could either seize this opportunity for long-term success or risk turning away potential fans.
If you guys don't know, teams have season tickets. In general, teams have season tickets. Sometimes teams have half season tickets. Sometimes have all these other packages. But one team, the Minnesota Lynx, have decided, you know what? We've got our season tickets. But, we're cool with charging you guys like $30 per game for all of these. But when Caitlin Clark comes to town, we're going to be adding 10 times the price,